In today's Worldwide Canna-Report, bad news for patients in France, a gutsy move in Australia, and more war on drugs BS in Brazil. I'm Lex Pelger. I do Canna Education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD, whose excellent CBD and THC products are shipping to you anywhere in the U.S. The French National Medicine Safety Agency made the disappointing decision that they will not be utilizing cannabis flower in their upcoming medical cannabis program. Last year, they released a report on their pilot program here in beautiful France, and they decided that they were not going to use flowers going forward. They would stick to only oils. And for the 100 people or so that are using flowers right now, they are grandfathered in and will continue to get cannabis flower, but it will not be an option for any patients moving forward, even though this is often the thing that works best. Businesses are also disappointed because in any of the medical cannabis programs in Europe, cannabis flower tends to be the best seller because it's what works. People like how immediate it is, and it is quite a disappointing move that's being pushed back against by the advocates here in France. But France is not known for changing its mind, so we will see what happens, but most likely patients here in this country will not have access to cannabis flower. The big move in Western Australia last year was that the Cannabis Party of Western Australia won 2 seats in the Legislative Council. And now this year, they are using those seats to propose a cannabis legalization bill for just that region. And so the bill would allow people to have up to 50 grams of cannabis and to grow up to 6 plants in their home. Watchers of the legislation believe that this bill is probably not going to go too far, but it is great to see it being entered by the Cannabis Party of Western Australia. Finally, in Brazil, there is a bit of a legislative race against the judiciary because the Supreme Court is considering a case that would liberalize cannabis laws and make it easier for people to possess certain amounts and grow certain amounts. But the legislators do not like this, and they're putting forth a bill that they're trying to get passed before the Supreme Court makes its decision that would make any possession of cannabis be illegal. And there would be no differentiation between possession and dealing. Being caught with any amount would bring the same amount of penalties, and they say they would leave it up to the judge and the arresting police officer to decide. The motivation behind this isn't all bad. Part of the reason is to combat racism, because apparently studies have shown that a black person with a certain amount of cannabis needs 80% less of it to be charged than a white person, and that this would make it illegal for everybody and therefore be more fair. But overall, human rights watchers are saying this is a move in the wrong direction to criminalize all possession when the Supreme Courts could be liberalizing it. So we will see what happens in Brazil. That's the Worldwide Canna Report for this week. Some good moves, some bad moves, same as usual. Lots of love from here.